So we're doing it from Taste of Home today. We're going to be making a cooked Caribbean pot roast.
Doesn't that sound delicious?
Yeah, I know, because you like them. It's great because the meat just literally falls apart and melts in your mouth.
Look at that. Was that on your meal plan when you were training?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Probably now.
She's going to enjoy that.
Well, go ahead.
And we're also going to welcome travel journalist Peter Greenberg back to our show, and he's going to talk about his latest PBS special. This is called Royal Tour, and this time it's in Israel. And this is unbelievable what you're doing.
Our Twitter at Home and Family TV.
Again, thank you. All right, we're going to step into the kitchen. Yeah, we should feed her if she feels it, if her tummy feels like it. We're going into the kitchen for some slow-cooked Caribbean pot roast from Taste of Home magazine when we come back. Thank you.
I will eat my way through this segment.
I know.
I love this slow cooked, doesn't matter what it is.
I know, and you've gotten really good at it. Especially with the ribs, and the pork butts. He loves it.
Has anybody had my ribs yet?
Yeah.
They are pretty spectacular.
Well, you know, we always, when we use Taste of Home magazine, their recipes, they always turn out spectacular because they're sent in from people like you and me that, you know, love cooking, and we send them in. I still have yet for them to print one of my recipes. I put it in there. We'll see.
Oh.
Yeah, I sent it in. We'll see if they'll do it.
I should stop taking it out of the mailbox.
Yeah, you should stop doing that. I know, because it would be like an honor to get into this book. So this is from Taste of Home magazine, and we have, and we're going to be making slow-cooked Caribbean pot roast. Which is it? One or the other. You pick.
Caribbean. I think in the Caribbean they say Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Well, what do they put in? Tomato or tomato sauce?
Okay. Well, you know what? We can ask Jenn Tidwell because she is on the phone and on Skype, and there she is, and she joins us from Fair Oaks, California, and this is her recipe. So, Jenn, how did you come up with this recipe?
Well, you know, I'm a huge fan of taking classic dishes and just kind of putting my own spin on it to suit my family's taste buds. I have a little girl I cook for, a couple girls, but one's a baby, so she's not quite there yet. But we like to, what I call, travel through our taste buds. So, for example, with this dish, we traveled to the Caribbean.
It's Caribbean, there it is.
There it is.
Not Caribbean, it's the Caribbean. Okay,
all right.
I was waiting for it.
As Mark said, tomato.
But now, Jenn, you also chose to use chuck roast as the meat, and why did you do that?
You know, it's usually not too expensive of a cut of meat, and it's just easy to work with. It breaks down real well.
Yeah.
I also really like using a cast iron skillet. When you use that, it gives a really nice crust.
Right.
Meat that actually seals in all those flavorful juices.
Good, and the longer it cooks, the tenderer. Is tenderer a word? Yeah, it gets. Well, this is basically a very simple recipe that looks like a lot of ingredients there, but it's basically a dump recipe. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our sweet potatoes and carrots and some celery. That's
all you do.
Yeah, that's all you do. Right. So in a large skillet.
So far.
We don't have.
Big dump.
We don't have our large cast iron skillet here today, but we got a nice brown sear on it. But you're right, a cast iron skillet is perfect for this. This is 2.5 pounds, and we put a little bit of oil in it, and we browned it on all sides. And we're going to just add this beef right into the slow cooker, and then we are going to take I'm going to add just a tiny bit more olive oil here. And then we're going to put our onions. We're going to brown the onions with the garlic. Okay, this gives it a lovely flavor. And then you're going to let it sweat for about 5 to 8 minutes, right, to let all the natural juices come out. Right, Jenn?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to cook that down. And of course, we don't have 5 or 8 minutes to do that. So this is it when it's done. So we have this already brown. Now, where do we go from here? Do we start combining everything with the flour right now?
Yeah, you just want to simply go ahead and combine all of the dry ingredients, so the herbs and the spices, the flour, the cocoa.
Oh, there's cocoa in here. All right, so what we have basically here is some flour, some brown sugar, and then we have cumin and some salt, coriander.
Nice warm spices.
Yes.
They're kind of traditional and island dishes.
Oh, I can smell it. And then there's chili powder, and then we have oregano, and now I see we put a little bit of cinnamon. Is that like a little bit of a Caribbean feel? Yeah. And then we have cocoa. Where does the cocoa come from?
It's just another staple ingredient in that type of cooking.
Oh, God.
It just kind of gives it just an oomph. that and the tomato, of course, all the spices combined.
So we're bringing
Just
in
really
right now
brings-
for everybody,
There we
Jen,
go.
we're bringing in some of the
Thank you.
roast
Oh,
right
wow.
now. And we
Look at this.
paired it with your Brussels sprouts. I'm putting some fresh orange peel in here. What's with the orange peel? Because it smells good. What is that for?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan, again, of just using citrus. I think it just really gives any dish a nice pop. I would also suggest maybe you can all, you know, you put the orange zest in the dish itself, but you could always maybe
smells
do a little extra zest on top of each portion for an extra pop.
Okay, so what
Jen,
we're
this is so tender. This is ridiculous.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
so excited you guys are eating my food
we're gonna.
and enjoying it.
We're putting the. Did you taste the Brussels sprouts? Because I'm dying to taste those. Oh my gosh.
And the sweet potatoes and carrot thing is
Yeah,
delicious.
really good. And then I put the tomato sauce. I suppose that's not like tomato sauce. It's just tomatoes in a can, or is it?
Correct. It's tomato sauce in a can.
Tomato sauce in a can. Okay. So then what we're going to do, I put the onions and the garlic mixture in here. I'm pouring that over the meat like this. And then
Slather that baby up.
slather and slathering. And then you just put the lid on and set it for about 6 to 8. How long do you cook it? Because it says here 6 to 8 hours. How long did you cook it
Well,
for?
depending if you have your slow cooker or your crock pot set on low or high is going to vary whether you're going to do 6 or 8 hours.
Oh my gosh, is there anything in here? No. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to remove this book so everybody can see this. Can we get an overhead shot of this, anyone, or not? No? Okay, I'm going to just
Look
take
at
this out because
Oh, there it is, overhead.
Oh, that looks. Oh, let me put this on this plate. Oh
You're
my
all
goodness,
quiet
look
down
at
there.
that. Ooh.
There better be some food going
that.
in
That's
some
what
mouths.
I'm saying.
Oh.
Quiet, right?
Here, let me get a little bit. Let me get the knife. That looks unbelievable. Oh, man, my mouth is one. Ooh, look at the knife I got.
So good.
Look at that. Oh, look how tender. Oh,
That's it's
Joyce.
so joyous.
Look, and you can take it and look at that and do that too. Oh.
I could eat that whole thing.
Cut it with a spoon.
I could.
Oh, so okay, I'm gonna go in.
I could.
I'm going in.
What is the secret to the, is there a secret behind the Brussels sprouts? Because these are delicious. I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. People either, like you said, Mark, you love them. People either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
I really like to slice them in half and be sure that you set them cut side down into the skillet and leave them be. And they'll get that nice caramelization and crust. And that really kind of aids to making a delicious Brussels sprout. And of course, everything's better with butter.
Now, do you have, because you get some families that within the family, they don't like the Brussels sprouts, some do. Do your whole family sit down and eat those?
My 7-year-old loves them. Kaya, the little girl right there, the little flower girl, she actually.
What a
look how
beautiful
cute.
family. Look at that.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. And do you do any substitutions for this? Can you use another meat or can you use fish with this?
You know, you could use whatever you prefer. You know, you could take it in different directions. Maybe do like a mushroom medley with peas, or maybe even I like doing butternut squash and green beans. I like to keep it colorful and yeah,
Well,
just
it is
whatever.
colorful and delicious and flavorful, and it just melts in your mouth. And it's tender.
Fantastic. Thank you
so much. Jen. This is really great.
very much.
Again, Taste of Home magazine. This is
There's
the
got to
cookbook.
be
This is the
leftovers for me
cookbook.
tonight.
There's lots.
I
There
gotta
is,
get some
Mark.
of this home.
That one.
Okay, we're gonna put this in
Right?
Mark's
I will go
trunk
with a police
again.
escort, just so you know, to get this home. Full recipe available on our Pinterest page.
Thank you.
Pinterest.com/home and family.
Wow, this is
It's
good.
right there on the bottom of the screen. Again,
Eat
thank
up,
you so
enjoy.
much.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna eat,
Jen.
we're
Thank
gonna
you
eat.
so much. Thank you for
It's
watching
my
Home and
honor and
Family.
pleasure to be here.
Thank
It's
you.
nice to
Up
have you
next,
here.
Peter Greenberg.
Coming up next, my special tour to Israel with the most unexpected and surprise tour guide, the Prime Minister himself.
Great.